Oh no, Dylan Mulvaney is back. Yes, Dylan Mulvaney is back in the headlines, and it seems like the old girl must be struggling to pay her rent again. Poor Petal, she needs her 15 seconds of fame again. So, Dylan hasn't done much since the great Bud Light disaster of 2023, and now almost 2 years on, she's trying to milk every last morsel out of it because, let's face it, there's no way anyone will employ her to do anything else. So, like any good influencer, she wrote a book. I can't tell you what's in that book because, well, I haven't read it and nor am I planning on reading it, but I'm quite confident that it won't be good, so there is your review. But nonetheless, Dylan managed to snag a billboard in Times Square for this book, and I think she must have used every last dime to pay for that because the marketing that followed was her filming herself on TikTok reacting to the billboard. Yes, it didn't seem like the marketing budget stretched that far.
Oh my God, it's day 1096 of being a girl. It's year 3, and that's me on a billboard in Times Square. Ah! I've got 3 Bs, a book, a bath bomb, and a billboard. Oh, wow. Now I think we should hand out some paper doll books to some of these people out in Times Square. Let's go. Ring the alarms immediately. We gotta go. Okay, I love y'all.
Okay, wait, let's slow that down. People can believe whatever delusions they want to, but do not try to tell me that this isn't still 100% completely and biological a male specimen with that run. I will scream this from the rooftops. Saying you are a woman does not make you a woman. It's offensive to me as an actual woman that you think that you can transform by stabbing yourself with some hormones and become the poster girl for International Women's Day. No, you are not a woman.
Best International Women's Day ever.
Ooh, I gotta do my hormone injection, which we love the hormones, but we do not like the nausea that accompanies the hormones. And I have a long drive to the airport, so wish me luck. That's gonna be rough.
Let's not forget, only a few short years ago, this was the real Dylan Mulvaney. And now, only 1,000 days later, he is going on live television as the spokeswoman for female issues, gaslighting us into thinking that she can speak about women's safe spaces. No one is buying it, Dylan. And again, on behalf of all women, I'm offended that we can't even have a real woman speak on behalf of us because you don't know what it's like to be a real woman, Dylan.
Last week, California Governor Gavin Newsom said that he thinks that trans athletes competing in girls' and women's sports was deeply unfair. Now, I want to hear what you think, because I'll tell you what I think, too.
Yeah, the last time I played a sport, I was 6 years old, and I was on a soccer team, but I assigned myself as the nurse. So I sat with the Band-Aids. And so, in the words of Wicked, I am not that girl. But a dear friend of mine, Skylar, he is a trans athlete. His handle's Pink Manta Ray. That's someone who I really look to for guidance. And I think that is what's tricky is, like, now stepping in this identity. I'm still like a baby trans. You know, I've only 3 years in. Tomorrow's my anniversary.
Your friend went your friend went from female to male and is competing with other males.
Correct.
No.
Yes.
Her friend.
Her friend went from female to male and is competing with other males.
So Gavin doesn't have a problem with that.
Well, I think part of the problem that the trans community is facing, and it's the same problem that women face, is if you don't know anything about our bodies, you don't know how it works. So when you come in and you say, oh, you know, these are men, you know,
Competing
against women. You're assuming that the women are weak and just can't do anything except be here. Have you seen female athletes? They know what they're doing. So I'm not sure what's going on or why this is an issue. The same for me as when people say, oh, you know, I don't know how I feel about you. You do. God doesn't make mistakes.
No.
And the challenge is not to the trans people, it's to the people who are not trans. That's what God is looking to see, how you treat people.
Yeah.
That's what is happening. So I was just curious as to what, I liked your answer.
Thank you.
I liked your answer.
Gosh, that makes my blood boil. Firstly, Whoopi couldn't even follow along with the female to female athlete because it's all so damn confusing. And that should tell you everything you need to know about why the whole thing is so wrong. And secondly, to suggest a biological woman could compete with a biological man is surely rage bait at this point. That's the exact reason why we have different leagues and different weight classes. I could identify as a 6'6" sumo wrestler, but the second I compete against a real 6'6" sumo wrestler, I'll be catapulted right back into reality with a snapped neck. But of course, when it comes to sexual assault where women are physically vulnerable to men, Whoopi would be the first to say that. You can't pick and choose based on what's convenient to your argument. Let's all admit it for what it is. Dylan Mulvaney is a gay man who likes to dress in women's clothing. The end. He, she can do whatever he wants, but do not tell me and do not gaslight me into thinking and saying and holding up a placard to say that you are a real woman. You are not.